Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shah, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shah, Kal Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds. It's your brother Yakar Aben from the Great Millstone, Houston, back with hopefully another edifying lesson. I was reading earlier in Acts, and well, let's just go right to it. Start out here, Acts chapter 1 and verse 6. Well, let me read from 1 to 6. This is Acts chapter 1 and verse 1. The former treatise have I made, O Theophilus, of all that Yahushua began both to do and teach. Let's get that word. Treatise. It means a speech, utter, or by a living voice embodies a concept or an idea. So, to get a better understanding of what's being said, this is Acts chapter 1 and verse 2, until the day in which he was taken up, after that he through the Holy Spirit had given commandments unto the apostles whom he had chosen, to whom also he showed himself alive after his passion by many infallible proofs, being seen of them 40 days, and speaking of the things pertaining to the kingdom of the Most High, and being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of the Father, which saith he, ye have heard of me. For John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days hence. When they therefore were come together and asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore the kingdom unto Israel? Okay, see, I guess the whole concept of the Bible basically is Israel, from all the way back from Adam going from rulership into, basically, I guess I wouldn't say servitude, but from falling from a rulership platform to being, I guess, being like everybody else, from falling from rulership, essentially. So, the apostles had asked here in Acts, when they therefore came together, they asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Okay, this kingdom that they're talking about is the kingdom of Adam, and then the kingdom of King David and King Solomon. But the reason that they asked this is because, the Israelites have fallen into the curses and fell into captivity. So, but they knew the accounts of what had taken place in the beginning. We're gonna get that account, I guess, basically in Daniel. This is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 16. And Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king hath demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king? Okay, so King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, and he made a decree throughout his kingdom, if anybody could interpret the dream, because he forgot what the dream was. I mean, you're going to have to go back and read it on your own. But getting to the point, so Daniel was of the captivity, and he was of the captivity in Babylon. So, okay, so this is Daniel 2 and 28. So Daniel is answered him. Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which thou hast demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king? But there is a power in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and the vision of thy head upon thy bed are these. So Daniel is explaining to him what the dream was, because the king actually couldn't remember what the dream was, but he knew it was an important dream, and he had to find somebody that could tell him what the dream was and the interpretation of the dream. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into mind upon thy bed that should come to pass hereafter, and he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for their sakes that shall make known the interpretation of the king, and that thou mayest know the thoughts of thy heart. So Daniel is saying, it's not of me, but the God of heaven, he's making these secrets revealed, So, okay, here's Dan 2:31. Thou, O king, sawest and beheld a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Verse 36. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the Most High of heaven have given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven, he have given into thine hand, and have made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. So the head of gold is talking about the Babylonian. Well, the Babylonians would be in rulership. So the head of gold is the Babylonians, which King Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon. Okay. Verse 29, and after these shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass. So the kingdom of silver was the Medo-Persian captivity, where the Lord allowed the Medes and the Persians to be the rulers over the earth, over the known world at that time. This third kingdom of brass, the kingdom of brass, which is the kingdom of brass, is the kingdom of the Greeks. The Greeks are the kingdom of the brass. So the Lord ordained the Greeks to be over pretty much over the known world at that time. But all of these are captivities of the Israelites. The Israelites were going into captivity under these kingdoms. It said, after these shall another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass shall bear rule over all the earth. The fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. This is talking about the Roman kingdom. The Roman kingdom is the the Roman kingdom is the fourth kingdom, and it says, whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. The fourth kingdom, Salakia, the toes and the feet is NATO and the EU. NATO and the EU and America. So this is the last kingdom, partly strong, partly divided. I mean, you can look into the world today and see that, uh, the United States allies and so forth are not with them, making it, partly strong and partly divided, part iron and part clay. So this is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 41. And there was, thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron. The kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with the miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so that kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Okay, verse 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So, verse 44, and this is the point. This is the point. And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So the apostles, when they asked Yahushua, at this time will you restore the kingdom unto Israel? They were speaking of, this Daniel's interpretation of the dream, because they knew that it was prophesied that one was going to come and break the statue down and set up a rulership on earth that was, by the Israelites. So, but at this time, Daniel hadn't seen, any of these other. He was prophesying. He was telling what was about to come, and the apostles had seen all of the different captivities that they had gone through, but they had not seen the last captivity, the feet and the toes, because they were in the Roman captivity. So they were in the legs of iron. But let me read this. Daniel 2 and 45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great power hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. So he's telling King Nebuchadnezzar, look, this is the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has revealed to you what is going to happen in the latter times. So let's get one more precept, and then we'll go ahead and close out. This is Isaiah 45 and 17. It says, but Israel shall be saved in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua with an everlasting salvation. He shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. So Israel shall be saved, and the Most High will set up a kingdom that his son is going to rule over. Let me see the 4. Khan. Khan. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. That one that is profitable is Yahweh Shah, and he's going to put the Israelites, he's going to set the Israelites over the earth. I guess we're going to close this off. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Call halal, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered across the 4 winds. Like I said, hopefully this lesson will be edifying. Shalom.